this channel.
Good day! Welcome to another day of learning. I'm Jurobe Ann, your teacher broadcaster for bread and pastry production. Do you know that our topic is very important? It's all about presenting and plating cakes. Are you ready? Do you have an idea how to make a cake appealing? If not, don't worry because this lesson was created for you to fully understand the art of cake decoration and plating. This topic is based on the Department of Education most essential learning competency. Present cakes in accordance with customers' expectation and establish standards and procedures. From the mentioned competency, you will study the following topics. First, identify the factors in presenting plating cakes. Second, decorate sponge and cakes by adding decoration suited to the product and occasion. Third, appreciate the importance of applying the steps in decorating cake. Let's start with the first activity from your module. Have you seen a cake that really makes you hungry because of their beautiful presentation? Have you experienced decorating a cake? Questions like, what decoration should I do first? What color should I use? Who is the cake for? What is the best plating style? These are the questions that bother us every day we make a cake. Do you remember this kind of situation? Excellent, learners! I know you're thinking about your experiences now regarding decision-making and decoration. Every day in our bread and pastry making, we always encounter various situations where we need to choose the right presentation. These are just some of the situations where we need to be creative and wise to make the plating decisions attractive and correct. Words like decoration and presentations are just some examples of fundamental concepts in baking. That's why today, let's discuss the factors in presenting and plating cakes. Presenting and plating cakes is important to attract the customer. The factors to consider are: first, be creative with color. Ensure the color of the decoration is aligned with the theme or occasion. Combine with texture. Different textures add interest to the presentation. Third, compose your plate. Avoid too many decorations. Maintain a simple and elegant look. Fourth, consider the vessel. It may seem like common sense, but consider the experience of eating the dessert when you choose the type of cake. Fifth, contrast temperatures. Like combining temperatures can be a beautiful thing, but your plating does require some consideration. Six, let it be dramatic. Have a little fun with your cake. Employ tricks to add some magic to the presentations. Seven, don't make it too wobbly. A slice of cake looks fantastic standing up on a plate. 8. Garnish with care. Keep in mind how the garnish will function on the finished plate. 9. Be consistent. When plating cakes, be consistent in your design and serving size. Remember, knowledge of the correct technique is temporary if it's not carried out with cleanliness and professionalism. Did you understand? Correct! Color, texture, and balance. In plating, it's also important to consider contrast and the focal point, where the dinner's eyes is drawn. Excellent. So the two important concepts in plating are contrast and adherence in the color and texture, while the focal point, the most prominent part of the cake. These are the main aspects addressed in creating an attractive plated dessert. Now, let's proceed to the steps in decorating a cake. The right technique and tools are important. For example, using a piping bag and different nozzles helps in creating various designs like borders, writing, or flowers. On the other hand, fondant or marzipan is used for more detailed sculpting, cutting of shapes. The equipment in your workspace must always be clean to prevent contamination and ensure the quality of your cake. Remember, knowledge of the correct technique is temporary if it's not carried out with cleanliness and professionalism. Using the right decorating tools will make your work easier and more precise. Examples include using an offset spatula for smooth frosting or a turntable for more even frosting. Being creative is not enough for your cake to be successful. Therefore, the proper selection of decoration according to the occasion is also an important factor. A birthday cake is different from a wedding cake. It's important to understand the theme of the event because it allows people to think or find ways to display it effectively. This can be a way to become responsible and meeting customers' expectations. Let's move on to the platter presentations techniques. There are two important plating styles, classical plating and modern plating. Classical plating follows basic rules such as using the center of the plate as the focal point. Examples include using sauce as a base or arranging the garnish around it. Simply put, his style is traditional and adheres to standard. The modern plating, on the other hand, refers to contemporary plating that uses a most abstract design or layout. It looks at the overall visual impact of the cake slice on the plate. It examines the negative space or the vacant area as well as the overall arrangement. This can help develop creativity because we can expand our knowledge and create new tactics or presentations in food plating. The examination of cake presentation involves how a baker decides what decoration or how, for whom, and how many elements to use on the plate. These are the four basic questions in plating. I'll repeat. First, what decorations to use? Second, how to do the layout. Third, who is the presentation for? And the fourth, how much garnish or sauce to use. Due to high customers' expectation and limited resources, the baker needs to make a wise decision to create an aesthetic and delicious cake. Selection and decision making are part of a baker's life. The moment a baker chooses a style or garnish to use, it's a sign that they have made a decision. In wise and proper decision making, it is necessary to consider the important concepts: theme, customer's preference, balance, and cleanliness. In the process of selection, a trade-off is unavoidable. Trade-off is the act of giving up one idea, for example, the simple design, to achieve another idea, for example, elegant design. Trade-off is important because it allows for the evaluation of options and formulation the optimal decision for the design. For example, you need to choose what to do. Will you use fresh flowers or edible sugar flowers? With every alternative decorations forgone, there is a benefit gain or opportunity cost. Opportunity cost refers to the value of the thing or the best alternative that is willingly exchanged for every decision made. This is the value of garnish that is sacrificed to make way for a more meaningful presentation. For example, you choose to use simple piping instead of spending time on detailed sculpting. The time you allocated for detailed sculpting is your opportunity cost in this situation. Wise decision. Making is important for every garnish and plating style. However, sometimes even after you've made a decision, it can still change later due to incentives. In this situation, it's necessary to consider the incentives offered by the suppliers, the additional garnish. Incentives are benefits you will gain or additional values you can think of that will increase the value of a decision. For example, adding edible gold dust that can increase the perceived value of the cake. Another example is buying coloring gel that comes with freebie piping tips. There is a saying in food presentation that a good baker thinks at the margin. This means that an individual examines the additional value or decisions are made, whether it is cost, time and money, or benefit beauty like price. Expanding the mind to make a wise decision is called marginal thinking. This is the process of analyzing how a design decision can provide the biggest potential return versus the cost. It's important for you to understand the concept of presentation and plating because they are applicable in your day baking as a student and as a member of the industry. These concepts can also help you in decorating the cake you desire with the styles you want to create, the most importantly in your roles as a baker. One way to help these concepts provide you as a student in budgeting for garnish. Spending should only be limited to what is essential and what improves an overall look. If you know this is as a student, you've learned to be wise in choosing garnish. You should know what design and presentation to prioritize when spending the ingredients. Using the right decoration now can affect your reputation in the future. It should be remembered that these concepts will help you make the right choice. Always ask yourself, when decorating a cake, what incentives you will gain, what value will be your opportunity cost, and how you will make a trade-off. When you do this well, you can demonstrate what is called marginal thinking. You must remember that in our daily life in baking, there is presentation. Learners, be wise and creative. Think about the benefits and consequences of every design decisions. So, decorate right. Watch out for the next topics in Bread and Pastry Production 12. Read your modules carefully and answer the activities. Always remember to communicate with your teachers so you don't miss any announcements. And that concludes our lesson for today. Once again, this is your teacher Ann, leaving you with a message. It's more fun in BPP. Basta cake, kayang-kaya. Goodbye, learners!